Welcome to episode 78 of The Life of a TV Addict. I'm Sasha,
Notorious FPG.
and we're here to bring you our week in TV.
I know what I want to talk about first, since we both watched it this morning.
Oh, Napoli Ever After?
Yes. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
I did too. I can't even lie. I thought it was good.
It had some parts where I was like, okay. But overall, for a Netflix movie, your expectations, I think, are kind of low. It really surpassed my expectations. I really enjoyed it.
I did too. You know what? The only thing I wish, some of the things, it's just me. At the wedding, at the engagement party, when she jumped in the pool and everything, I like that everybody else jumped in the pool. Because at first I was like, oh, this is so corny. I want to go swimming. Right. But then when she did it and they had everybody, I said, oh, it's not that corny. It's really because...
everybody else freeing themselves.
I was about to say, some of them don't even know how to swim. But that's one of the things I remember my aunt told me a long time ago. She's like, they had signed up for swimming lessons. And they came twice or something, and the guy was like, I'm surprised y'all came back. Black women usually don't stay with the swimming lessons because of the hair. And she said, we stopped going. But and I said that I thought, so the swimming would be that thing. It's like, it's something you just don't do because you don't have time to go get your hair done in between. And for her to do it, and then everybody else to jump in, and then the mother wig falling, I couldn't. But what I would have loved is for the doctor to kind of jump in with her. And like, you know what? Because it seemed to me like he was sending her mixed messages. I understood him being nervous about his mother being there and this and that. And he like, well, can you straighten your hair and do this? I understood that. But if the whole thing was that she was uptight, she wasn't free, she wasn't this, she does this. And that I would have loved for him to make that the moment to his mother and them, like... I love her. Yeah. Because I did love the twist. I don't know about you, but I love the twist of when after the cookout she left or whatever, and then after she quit her job, she was at the house doing the booty shaking to the music. And he was there, and she goes in the shower with him. Yeah. And they kind of reconnect. I love that twist as opposed to it just being like, oh, she's over and whatever. And I liked it, but I just wish they would have continued. And then I do love the other part. I think it was really good writing to change some of the things and not be, because I know a lot of times with our type of movies it be so predictable. By the time the movie start, you already know what the ending is. And for her not to go back with the hairdresser guy, right? Like,
and it left it open, I think, where she kind of has to pursue him now, because she, even the way she said at the end, like, you ain't gonna stay mad at me forever. And and then she's walking away, but
he tries to kiss her.
Oh, I didn't see where he tried to kiss her.
Yes, they get really, really close, and he tries to.
Oh, I didn't see.
And she walks away.
I may have to watch it again, because it looks like he just turned his head and was looking at her to me, and then it was like a nope, I'm walking away.
Yeah, that's what I like. Like, not okay. Because my relationship or my engagement didn't work out with what's her name, doesn't mean I'm running back to you either. I like that part of it. The whole thing with the transitions through the hair, I like how they were telling the story. Some were a little exaggerated, like her getting by the dishwasher and like, I don't want that steam to get to my hair. The thing with her in the middle of the night, I really loved, and I think that as Black,
it made me think of a different world.
That's what I was going to go to. I was about to say, as Black people growing up at a certain time, we remember that episode where Jasmine Guy would get up out the bed, put up her makeup, brush her teeth, fix her hair, and then get back in the bed. It reminded me of that. And I like that it did that, because that's something that's in our culture and everything, and that they did that. I like how they told the story, and I like how she was struggling to identify herself through the hair. Like when she saw the guy with the girl with the blonde hair, and she had a boyfriend, but it was blonde natural. So she's like, okay, that's the key. If I had color hair, it's not. And it was so her struggling with that. I like how they told the story and it going through with the hair. I really did like it. I thought it was really good.
I enjoyed it too, and I enjoyed how it was just funny. The little girl who played the
Zoe.
Yeah, Zoe. She's gonna be on Rel.
Oh, really?
I guess she's gonna play his daughter. But I was looking at her IMDb, so that's one of the things on her a couple of Nickelodeon things. But yeah, these are the two big things she has coming up. But I liked how, Sanaa was throwing her shade, like, who child is this with this hair all over her head? And she was just giving it back to her. And even though you're like, they're friends, but yeah, you could see where she became like a little role model to her, and they were helping each other out. I really enjoyed that part.
Love that part of the story too, because I didn't want it to be like let me turn this on. I didn't want it to be like, oh, okay, well, when I'm with your father and I'm going to be her stepmother, and that it didn't have to tie into me being with her father. And I like that the message I kind of got from it is that you could be a role model to somebody and not just be fucking a father. Yeah. It doesn't have to be relying on your relationship with them. And even though it doesn't seem like the relationship ever got off with the father, really,
it didn't seem like they were intimate. It seemed like they were just
kicking
like
it,
kissing, and that's it.
But the fact that she still was like, okay, I'm like a role model, and I'm not going to leave out your life knowing you already have the issues with your mother. I like that.
Them sitting on the porch braiding hair and just,
I ain't love those braids, but
well, I mean, I thought Sanaa was struggling with the braids, but then I was wondering, like, is this supposed to be like, okay, you're going to undo this and it's going to be all, crinkly and fabulous and natural.
Oh, okay, maybe that was it.
Because I thought she was trying to give her ways of doing her own hair. Like, the father, it seemed like she thought the father was kind of not doing what he was supposed to do with the hair. So it seemed like she was giving her, like, this is what you can do yourself.
I didn't take it that way. I took it that when she went into the shop, because at that point she was under the impression, like many people were, like, if it's not straight and combed back and slicked down, then it's not done.
Fried dyed.
Yeah, so that was really her thing. Like, who child is this with this running around like that? But that to him and her, it is. It's nice. This is manageable, and it's not a problem. I don't think that you may have had the issue before because you have I would call it.
Let me hear this.
Like they call it like a mixed girl or bi. You would have that type of look in here, like it would look, or you look like you're Spanish or Latin. You do have that look. You don't have a typical black
right
look, and then with your hair being natural, which it looks really nice today. I told her when she came in.
Thank you. I combed it.
It still looks like you're a Spanish girl, or you have Spanish hair, or you have good curly hair, which we've heard before.
But that was one of the things that I love, because, and I guess with that same notion, my mother was never one, she never said things like that to me. And I loved when Sanaa was telling her, don't let anyone determine what your hair should be but you. If you have something on your head, it can be manageable with the right products. Like, I love that notion, because when people say, "Oh, but what works for you won't work for me because you got that girl," and then when my favorite scene, I think though, was with the cancer ladies.
Oh my God!
I said it's so many times women assume because you have a
bald head that you have cancer.
Are sick.
I like that scene too.
Loved it. And then she's like, "Oh no, this ain't where I'm supposed to be," and she tried to sneak back out. But
I like that the girl gave her a lesson, even though so yes, and you're not being offensive or anything. I did like that part too, because I was like, oh, okay, that's funny, but it's real too that someone assumes because your head is bald, you couldn't have made that choice on your own. Yes, you couldn't have won it. No, how?
You
Why?
did that intentionally?
Yes, but then she tell her, like, well, nobody's paying attention. Look how you walking around. Like, hold your head up. Do this.
You looking sad and sickly, and the women who are in this group, there were all different kinds of heads in there. And I mean, I loved when they said, plus you got the shape for it. Because it's like, yeah, it'd be different if you was bald and your head was all flat and it was looking crazy.
I always say I don't have a shape for it.
And I was telling my mother, even I was like, when she first did it, I was like, she need to go get a lineup. Just do something with them edges, girl. Like, come on. Make it look like you put an effort to it. And then when she walked into the office, you could see, okay, she had did a little lineup.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I think the women that keep it that short, they do get it shaped up around.
Yeah.
But talking about shapes, the father in this ad, and when the mother said, "Can you see this? People are gonna think I was subjected to this all my life," and she's like, "People gonna think you really happy too."
And I like that they didn't make the story about them. even though you wanted to, like, because I was intrigued. I was like, well, they've
What
been
happened?
together all this long. They've been separated for 3 months. Wow, what happened? You just don't know, but you see them work their way back together.
Well, I thought it, so I was like, yeah, because I thought it was only the modeling thing, because in the beginning she made mention that he wants to quit and just go and do this modeling thing now and this and that. And I thought it was that. And then when she said, like, it's only 3 months, but then she was like, what your father did to me? I'm like, okay, well, what did he do?
And then she even said to the father, you know, when the mother fainted after seeing her hair, he was like, you know, you don't need to call me for this kind of stuff anymore. And she was like, but you're still my dad. And you probably don't even remember what you mad at her about. He said, no, I remember exactly why I'm still mad with her.
Yeah, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah,
We might need a spinoff to get into
and then
this.
when she jumped in the pool and that wig fly off, I was like, Lord.
Those braids, I was cracking up. I was cracking up.
Her wig like, you dropped something.
I was cracking up. But I like that he was the one who put her in the pool. Like,
yes.
Loosen up, live a little.
Yeah.
But I think that another thing I like that they were telling about the story is that you're complaining, you're doing all of this about his modeling or whatever, and then look at all this attention that he's getting from women.
That's making you mad.
And it was making her jealous. So
that young girl, can I top you off? I was like, oh my God, this is awkward. AF. Ernie Hudson, I've never looked at you like this before.
When I say I just love that movie, was really, really good. And I thought it was going to be a documentary like Chris Rock, and that's why she shaved off her head and everything. And I was like, I'm not interested in this. I don't want to see it. But I went to go watch my the pick I had last week, The Good Cop.
Okay.
So I was watching the episodes, and I went to go watch another episode, and I turned it on, and they had the trailer playing for Napoli. I said, oh, it's a real movie. I said, okay, I'm going to check this one out.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy I did. It was really, really good. Netflix, we need more of those.
Well, I guess we got all of these influx of black people coming in now, so we might be getting more.
Oh, my God.
Because I know Shonda, we got Kenya Barris. All these people are going to work at Netflix now, so...
Because they got the fucking money. Well, Kevin Hart just announced that they gave him 42. He's like, I got 40 million too.
And they say, I wonder if they're giving these people deals. It made me think of the guy from Bobby Brown's story with BET. Because the guy who played the hairdresser was the guy that was the one of the love interests, and She's Gotta Have It. So I was like, okay, let me find out Netflix just recycling their actors. HBO is good for that. HBO, you'll see somebody in a show one week, the next week they get another show that the first one got canceled. So I said, okay, Netflix, I see your work. Just say, hey, we want you on this set tomorrow, this set next week.
I think that is probably another thing it may just be is that once you're in the circles and you're around,
you get called first.
Exactly, yeah. And you're going to get the calls, especially now you have experience, so we know. So when we're casting for the movie, we're like, oh, remember the guy from being Bobby Brown? Remember the guy from this? Remember the guy? Yeah. Oh, we loved him when we
loved working with him, yeah.
And then if you come to audition, you know, people are going to remember your work, and then maybe they see, oh, Netflix, okay, let's just bring him in because he was... You know, he got along well or whatever. But from my understanding, how Netflix do the shows is that you would get the deal yourself to produce the show and do everything, and then you bring that product back to us.
Oh, and then we say yay or nay to the final product, and we
put it up and do everything else. Okay. So it seems like it's more of a partnership.
But you get your money up front. I'm assuming still.
Well,
like they buy it from you.
Yeah, they buy it. They own it. Because Kevin Hart was saying, even on, because when he was going off about Cat Williams, and they were like, well, what about you own all your specials? He said, except for these two that's going to be on Netflix, I don't own the rights to them. Yeah. He was like, Netflix own them. He was like, they gave me $40 million and they own them. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey.
Listen, I'm
good with that. You can buy it.
So that movie I really, really did like.
Yeah, we're looking forward to some more.
Did you check out The Good Cop?
I didn't have a chance to this week, no. But it's on my list. It's still on my list.
It reminds me of Monk. I was just telling my friend. I was like, it reminds me of Monk.
Okay.
And Tony, for reasons I don't know. His name is Tony, of course. Every show or whatever.
You're talking about Tony Danza.
Yeah, he plays in. His name is always Tony. Like, can he not act to another name?
He said, who says I'm acting? He said, this is me.
I won't remember.
This is me. I'm being me.
If you call me another name.
Oh, wait a minute. I may have to watch this. Not for Tony Danza. I'm into it. I'm already into it. You ain't have to say no more. Josh Groban is playing his son. Do you not know how in love with Josh Groban I am?
Is he a singer or something?
Yeah.
I
The you raise me up guy. The you raise me up guy. That's him.
Oh my God! I kept saying, where did they get this guy
Josh
from?
Groban. Okay, I'm in. You can have Tony Danza. I'll take Josh Groban.
Oh my God! But
I'm in.
No, honestly.
Oh, and the shit guy from
shit.
The Wire.
Yeah. And he's funny. You know what made me his role, his character on the show, and the way he act on the show portrays it. He made me think that he would have been a better fit for the Lethal Weapon reboot than Damon Wayans, because somebody comes to him and like, how much longer you got left on the job? Well, he'd be like 437 days. Like that's what we envisioned when we
laced, straight face kind of playing the straight guy. You mean kind of?
No, I wanted him to play like Danny Glover, because that was Danny Glover thing.
Okay,
like, I'm too old for this shit. I'm over it.
Right.
I'm only here to get my time and go. And he'd be like. He was sleeping in the car, and the guy come and wake him up, and he like, you can't sleep in the car. He's like, well, I'm tired. And then they one of the criminals run, and so he was like, oh, I guess we catch somebody else like that. And she like, what do you mean? He was like, oh, I don't run anymore.
Are these like half-hour episodes?
It's either half hour or 45 minutes.
Yeah, they don't
like
look.
that.
It doesn't look like it would play good if it was like, you really want me to sit here for an hour? It looked like
it might be 45 minutes though.
I can see that.
It's like, it just reminds me so much of Monk. It really does. But it's a really, like...
I'm going to get some of it in this week.
They have, like, different crimes each episode. It's really good. And the whole thing is that Tony Danza turned out to be a dirty cop and went to prison for 7 years. His son becomes a cop, but because he's so afraid of that stigma from that he refuses to do anything other than buy the book.
Right.
And he's like, straight laced. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to do anything because my father is that way. And like I think it was the first episode, Tony Danza's friend is bringing in this TV or whatever, and the PO was coming to check on him, and he was like, where you get that from? He like, Target. He like, I got the receipt in the car. Like, he's still doing shifty stuff. Right. It's really good. Okay. Really, and it's an enjoyable watch. But let's move on.
Speaking of enjoyable, did you watch Insecure?
Yes. I said they finally gave Fat Pretty Girl what she wanted. Only thing, I thought it was a cop-out. And what we're talking about is the sexually transmitted disease. Yeah. You have been saying forever that you would like for them. I think,
it just need to be some consequences, but...
I was listening to the podcast from last week, and you literally said on that podcast that she should have a sexually transmitted disease. I thought that it was, in my opinion, I thought it was a cop-out for not giving it to Issa.
Right.
I thought she should have been the one who had it. And then that would be like to give you what you're looking for. I thought it was a cop-out because I'm sure, and last year I believe it was some backlash that she was getting about it, and people were saying like she never used condom. And I thought like this was their response. I didn't like that they put it on Lawrence because it was kind of like, oh, well, he's out here fucking wild, fucking everybody, and that's why he got it. But me, I'm just fucking everybody, but they clean. It just sent a mixed message because it's like, oh, okay, as long as you fuck people that you talk to at least more than once, because sometimes she fuck them if she only speak to them once, that you won't get an STD.
Yeah,
as opposed to
good enough screening.
Yeah, as opposed to being that you could know somebody and still catch an STD from them because you don't really know who they're having. I would have liked them to really. I thought it was a cop out. Yeah, I just was like, y'all should have really handled it.
It was like, okay, if y'all want us to, but it's like, yeah, I agree with you totally. It was a cop out. It was what we've been asking for, consequences to all this unprotected sex, but it's like. I mean, unless there's going to be something down the pike, because Issa still was out here doing it, so she could still have some sort of pregnancy scare or something. But yeah, to have it be like in Lawrence's episode, it was like, oh, so he breaks up with Issa, and these are the things.
I know, in a few months, yeah, he's burning. Exactly. That's how I felt too.
I did like the interaction between him and the friend because
the friend was hilarious.
The friend was like, "You made the calls." Nah, man, it's survival of the fittest. If they don't get checked out, they don't know. I was like, yo, that is some real man talk right there. Because I feel like I know that dude that has said that exact thing.
Oh my God.
So
but is there a responsibility? I know with HIV, or there used to be, I'm not sure if it's still that way, but with HIV, there was a responsibility to call everybody. Is it the same with just a regular STD?
See, even with HIV now, I don't think it's a thing of you have to make the call. Well, the way I remember when I went to Planned Parenthood and had to have my HIV test, you gave them the names of who you had sexual
and they would
contact
make the calls.
with. And if you came back positive, they would tell those people, they would call those people and say, you've come in contact with someone.
So it is still a responsibility.
And
it's
now,
just
but
that.
now this has been some years. Mother has been, you know, selling a bit, giving a bit away. So, you know, she don't have to do that no more. But I don't know with the lower echelon of STDs. I don't know if
that's what I would think. That. Like if it would be a requirement. So it is still the same thing. What made me think of it, Magic and Cookie. Cookie was on my Super Soul with Oprah. You know I love Mother Oprah, and I need to clear my mind. I get with her, and she was on there, and she said like the night before our wedding, or sometime before they were getting married, because apparently I didn't even know that because I was too young, but that Magic contracted and was aware of his HIV status before they even got married. They were not even married when he found out he had it. They were set to get married. That's
why he can never leave her, cause
and she was like, girl, you saw my face, right? So she said, you're sitting in the other room and they're like, he has to make the calls, and it's hours and you're like, how many? And you're just sitting there.
And see, with him, I'm even with that, and I guess this is just my preconceived notions of what these athletes are out here doing. You really had all these people's names and numbers? Because in my mind, you're having...
Well, to the extent you did. Yeah, to the extent you had.
And for it to have even been that long, because I'm like, you really trying to remember that one time in Kansas City when you hit somebody?
Well, no, some of them have... I mean, and we even seen this girl on Fix My Life.
You mean like the regular?
They have their regular stationed in certain cities. Like, okay, when I go to New York, I see such and such. She's there. I have this one here.
I can't imagine sitting there and having to listen to that and still going through with the wedding.
Exactly, but
that probably would have made my. I don't know. I mean, maybe my poor ass sitting here right now, I don't understand it. Being Cookie Johnson sitting there and thinking what's on the pike. I guess I understand.
I was about to say, because she, I think she might have been pregnant, or she whatever it was. I don't know if I think she was, because then the other kid they had, she said is adopted. Yeah. Like, we didn't risk that or anything, but EJ is their biological child.
Right.
I believe what she said is, she was talking about, she was like, you know, I've been dating him for a while. We were supposed to get married. Then the wedding got called off. And everybody like, oh, I thought she was with Magic. And remember, this is Magic in the early, late 80s, mid 80s. So he was the guy. And she like, so you're at work at your regular job. And they're like, oh, I thought she was with Magic and this and this and that. And that may have played a part in it too. But I'm sure she doesn't regret it now.
Yeah.
And especially once he got his HIV cured and got all new blood from Mexico. I'm sure she didn't. She doesn't regret it. But she was like, yeah, she like, so you're just sitting there listening. And she said, and we were already supposed to be together for like 2 years or 3 years before that.
I can't imagine.
And she like, and he's just making these calls and you're just there. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm wondering, getting back to Insecure, talking about consequences, because at the end of this episode, Nathan has disappeared. So now I could see them doing some more consequences of a missed period. You still can't find this Negro.
Oh, that
maybe
would be
that
good.
Kind of thing of, okay, this is one side, the STD side of the consequences. Mm-hmm. Now this other side, does Issa have to get an abortion? Do the girls have to come hold her hand? Do, you know, the one that's pregnant have a whole nother opinion and she can't be involved?
That would be really good, because she can't. Yeah, and she can't find him. I love the scene with her and Lawrence, and to me, I thought Lawrence was gonna be like, "I'm still in love with Issa," because
I think he's gonna hook up with the girl he was talking to at the.
I think so too. I think that's coming down
because she gave us a little Issa vibe. Mm-hmm. The hair, everything. I was like, "Oh, this is a little mini Issa. He gonna like this girl."
But I didn't think that. So I thought he was still into Issa because after the interaction, it seemed like he was really happy and all of this. It didn't seem Issa felt the same way.
Yeah, no, it seemed like she was in her head, moved on. She was like, "Oh yeah, all about Nathan," and then all of a sudden it's like, "Where he at? He gone."
Well, then the Lyft people call her like, "Oh, we got in touch with him. Yeah, he good." What did you think about the other part with the girl, the bigger girl, and
Kelly? That's what
Kelly. Okay,
because that's why I was like, Molly Kelly. Which one is it? Last week is Kelly.
Kelly and Amanda Seale's character, and she's like, "Yeah, I still have y'all. You have your Molly. Who am I gonna have now?"
Girl, I was feeling that. That's my real life right there.
Oh my God, I forgot. Yes.
But I was like, I understood, but it's like, all of y'all, that whole group, you're becoming a certain age, and you know there's going to be life changes. I mean, I'm sure Kelly probably felt the same thing when that character initially got married, but now you could deal with a husband, a baby take over everything, and it's like, you can't really be that selfish person like, F your baby,
come out with me. Yeah,
right. So I was looking at her like, wow, I see where she's dealing with, and she's still out there fucking young boys and living her best life.
What? Yeah.
So it's gonna be like, is this gonna make her become more closer with Issa, or does she just try to reinforce as best she can this other friendship that she had?
Or I know, and I was just like, maybe she should have went to her and told her, and of course the friend is gonna lie and say, no, this will have no effect on our friendship. But it has to have some type of effect, because if I could call you on Thursday and say, hey, you want to run out? And you're like, sure.
Let's go to Miami.
Or whatever. And then now you have a baby and it's like, oh, well, I got to see if this is a good time. Now, you're going to have to make time and work on it. Is it doable? Yeah. Yes, but it's just not, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
And I think that, but I was like, oh.
It was really good because
I forgot you're going through it. So you're like, no, that's my life. That's my life. I told
even my mother was like, oh, is that why you wanted to watch this episode? She's so shady.
Wait, you watch Insecure with your mother?
Yeah. Girl, it gets awkward.
With those sex scenes?
Girl, it gets awkward. I be covering her eyes like, don't look.
I'm about to
you can't see that.
Even when my daughter says she want to watch it, I'm like, maybe we should pre-watch Solo and then come back together and see if we're going to watch this together.
It's one of those things where it'll be getting to the sex where we'll just look at each other like, we don't have to talk about that. We'll wait till something else comes and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I'm like,
But, yeah, it'll just take a little more effort. And I think that that's what Kelly has to realize, because the friend, like, it'll take effort on her part, but I don't think she's going to be as concerned with the effort, because she's going to be worried about raising her baby in the beginning. As the baby gets older, she'll probably be like, oh, now I can make time. You know, I have a little more free time. But initially, new moms, you have to get used to being a new mom. So you have to just take that L, friends. I'm sorry. You got to take that L. Or you go and sit and watch your friend breastfeed. And you talk then.
I was that part. That was the only part. I think everything else, Lauren's friend.
No, we didn't even talk about Dro. His wife is pregnant. Who played Whitney Houston. I totally didn't put that together until I saw her this time.
I know. I didn't either.
She pregnant.
But I'm like, Molly, what?
Can you feel some type of
way? Because you already... First of all, not only I could see if you were still having sex, but you decided that was going to stop because he told you, don't ask about my wife and what we be doing and this and that. So, why are you bothered?
And I'm like, go out with the sexy Asian.
I know. He cleaned up really nice.
Which, he still looked a little like Dro, but like a better version to me. Because first of all, I don't know who put that haircut in Dro's head and thought that was a good look.
What did he call it? He said it's the mind your business with something.
It looked like a half Barbie and then a Caesar on the other. I don't know, but it was hard. He does nothing for me anyway.
Me either. But he light skinned, so I was like, I said maybe
go with a light skinned dude, but you gotta be cute. I don't know. It's just
I can't. So I don't even look. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. See, that's what. See now, Daniel. Child, damn Daniel. I was here for Daniel. That square jaw. But Yeah, I don't know what Molly was thinking. I'm like, just go out with the cute Asian boy.
Well, I think that's going to push her towards going out with him now, is because she's like, okay, even if I wanted to do this whole thing with your side, whatever I'm doing with y'all in this marriage, it's clear that now she's not going to be participating because she's pregnant. So it's going to be only you and her.
Right.
And do I want to be involved with that? I thought she was fucked up from anyway, because y'all all in the same
circle. Yeah, I agree. And then what the wife may have been okay with prior don't have to be what she's gonna be okay with now.
Yeah, well, I'm saying because she clearly can't have sex with somebody else being pregnant now. So, well, I guess you could. I wouldn't recommend. I'm not.
What? But you definitely ain't gonna risk getting pregnant by the next nigga. Then you already pregnant. Hell yeah.
I can't.
Do it while you skinny, cause they really ain't gonna want it then.
I can't. But I can't. I just can't see how she got upset about it, cause it's like, well, what did you expect, or what did you want?
But then on the same token, on the opposite side of that, if I was to choose to be in that relationship where everybody is aware of what everybody's doing, me asking you questions about your wife is not the same as a third of this relationship is now with child. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like that's something that if we in a polyamorous relationship, one of the polys should be aware of what's going on. That's like if your wife gets a STD from somebody else. Taking it back there. Yeah, Negro, I want to know, because you going raw in your wife, and then we doing, like, yeah, that's something. I don't want to know. You don't need to tell me, oh, my wife is getting fibroids removed and stuff like that. Yeah, y'all need to know what her job is, that she got a promotion, that kind of stuff. But things that
pertain to,
I think that something he should have told.
You know what, honestly, I don't know if it was so much that it affected her in that way, like, okay, is no going back. I think it really shone a light on it to say, like, look, he's living his life.
Right.
They're having a baby. They're doing everything that normal couples do, and you're going to be a side jumper. Right. Like, is that what you want for your life? Because that's what it's going to be. He's not leaving her. You're never going to be promoted to second. So you want this?
That's where her film.
I think that's where it really came from, and then I think that's what pushed her to kind of text the Asian, like, okay, I need to move on.
What did have me cracking up too, though, was when Issa was trying to convince her to talk to the Asian guy, and she was like, I'm Orthodox black. I'm using it. It's stolen. I'm taking it. Copyright, trademark. I love it.
I was
Orthodox black. I said, me too, Molly. Me too.
I can't. But after the Insecure, I was watching this morning The Sinner, because I have to be honest, I was behind so many damn episodes. But I watched I did watch it, and whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was,
whoa.
I don't even know where to start or finish, because it was like, it was a lot going on. And then all of these things that became apparent in the end about who the boy's father was and everything.
The
manner in which she became pregnant. It's like, no wonder this girl was so fucked up. Like,
wait, let me tell you, when they have the scene of them taking him to Niagara Falls, and I said, oh my God, why didn't I put this together? They kind of favor each other.
Right?
Oh my God. I was like, oh, that was really good. I was like, because when they actually put them side by side, you're like, he could be related.
Put it together.
But could you imagine?
Mm-mm.
And then it was like, I guess the father telling the story, I don't know if in his mind he didn't see it as rape and just saw it as being wrong and inappropriate. Honestly, I really didn't know how I felt, because I felt originally it was clearly rape because she's your daughter friend, but they were kissing consensually. They did, some of the stuff started consensually. It
started consensual, yeah.
And then it just went, and she's like, I want to leave or whatever. And next thing we know, he finishing up, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
it just was like, I was not expecting that. And then apparently then I didn't watch all the episodes in between, full disclosure, but I did watch the last one. I watched a few of them, whatever. Towards the end, because when I stopped watching, I was on 5.
Okay.
The 5th episode. So the people that he killed were trying to bring him to his real mother, which was what's her name, friend.
Right.
And get him out of the what was it called? Mosswood.
Yeah.
And he killed them.
Well, that's what really threw him off when they were on the bus leaving, and that realization came to him that he thought they were kidnapping him from the mother, and that they were taking him to the mother that he had never had the chance to know. Mm-hmm. That's why they had to get off the bus, because that realization really fucked with him. Mm-hmm. And I love, though, that he was the one who kind of became the adult. And, like, once the mother was killed, the biological mother, and he didn't identify her as his mother because he still called the other one Mom. He said, Mom, it's okay. But he was like, no, what I did was wrong. Like, the reasons that I thought it aren't true. And now I see that I have to pay for this. I have to be taken back. We can't run. We can't keep doing this. And I really like that he came to that realization, and all the adults around him are like, no, we can make it. We can go. And, we just want to get on a bus, get these fake passports and everything.
I did, no. Yeah, because she already paid her money. I'd have been like,
ready, child.
Look, I'd have been like, you couldn't tell me that shit before I paid this Chinese man for this? You really couldn't have told me that shit before? You saw me spend in cash. I can't even call a credit card company and get my money back for these stolen ID.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the way
I thought it was really good this season. I thought it was really good. One of the things that what happened with the girl, with his mother, that he was left with that lady?
Well, when she went to Mosswood, she couldn't connect with him. She was probably suffering from a form of postpartum. Mm-hmm. And from the rape, she never really addressed it. We know that. And she just couldn't connect with him. The lady, however, she connected with him immediately, to the point where she would actually let him suckle and actually started lactating and started breastfeeding him.
Oh, wow.
So the mother leaves Mosswood, leaves him there. She has a drug issue. She goes to multiple rehabs. We find out as they're backtracking also from the other side, from Mosswood, when they realize who it is. And she actually comes back better, and the woman sends her away.
Oh, like, nah, you ain't getting
this
like, baby.
No, and so she was like, well, you never told him about me. And she said, we saw no need. We never thought we'd see you again. So he didn't even know that he was adopted, left there, anything. He felt like this woman from Mosswood was his mother. So that's how he ended up being there. The sheriff lady's father never, to this, I mean, the way they left it, I don't think he even knows to this day who the father was.
No, he said he was.
No, but I'm saying the boy, they never tell. It doesn't seem they tell him.
Oh, no. I
don't believe they told him.
I don't think that, and that's what I was saying. I'm like, I wonder if because then we see the lead detective, he goes and actually helps the lady from Mosswood, and she's like, thank you, and thank you for not pressing charges for what I did or whatever. And I think that maybe they come to the decision that we're going to just leave this alone and let...
We don't need to get no messier.
Yes, because the father is going to jail. From what I took when he was in the room with his daughter. He's going to jail.
Yeah.
So it's like, listen, he's done, so let's just leave it.
Yeah.
So was this weird guy that they had introduced us to, who was supposed to be the head of it and everything, he was just a red herring, like nothing really to tie the story together.
They never tell us what happened to him. But the way I took it was the way she initially came into being the head of Mosswood. I think she killed him. Because he was going to sacrifice the boy, just like they did the calf at some point. We saw that in the early episodes. He was saying, oh, we'll have the people fall in love with him, and then they'll make the ultimate sacrifice of having to kill him. And he saw the baby as being the same thing. We make the people love it, and then they have to sacrifice him. And she wasn't about that life, so I think she killed him.
Okay. And then the two people that were actually trying to bring him to the mother, they became, or were they there originally when the mother was there?
They were there originally because
okay.
when we see, there was one part where when the mother originally comes back, the woman comes down to the gate and actually sees her and says, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you," and da da da. And she realizes that the head lady from Mosswood is sending her away.
Oh,
so
okay.
then the mother actually reconnects with her and convinces her to do this. Like, bring him to me, bring him to wherever. I'll meet you in Niagara Falls, and then you can be out the thing or whatever, or go back, or however you want to do it.
Oh, okay.
And then he, thinking he's being kidnapped just from Mosswood, kills them
with the tea.
With the poison, yeah. Not realizing they were taking him to her the whole time. And because she's even telling him, like, you didn't know, it's okay, you didn't know. And he can't wrap his mind around it being okay.
Yeah, and that's what it sees. I like when he was fucking that boy up when they all had the rocks over their eyes. He jumped on his ass, started punching him. I was cracking up.
I said, he gonna do all right in jail because he don't take.
Yeah, I said because he already got it. Which I was like, well, it was good that he was there because now he know. I was like, oh
yeah.
What was your
The Purge?
So we saw this week
Yes.
what actually happens at both of the places, because at the rich people party on the Purge, we saw that what they actually do is bringing people to kill.
Yeah.
And
celebrating business deals by
killing
murdering
people.
Which it just amazes me, the dichotomy of the making like, instead of
Hold
filing
on.
charges.
Hey Siri,
Oh Lord.
what's the dichotomy?
Now I want y'all to know she's sitting up here with 3 Apple devices in front
All right,
of her.
here we go. Let's go. What's the dichotomy, Siri? Is a partition of a whole into 2 parts. Okay.
See, just
Got it. All right.
2 parts.
Continue on.
I
got
hate
it.
her, y'all.
I got it. Okay.
Anyway.
Thank you, Siri. You're the best. Where would I be without you?
Instead, you're rich. You have all of these means of lawyers and things like that. You find out one of your employees is stealing from you. And instead of firing them, taking them to civil court, getting a judgment, no, we just going to wait for this one day so
But
I can
like
murk
that.
you.
What? I like that. I've been saying this all season. I'm like, listen, I did not understand the Purge. I said I could see if it's somebody that did something to you and you like, okay, on that day, I'm going to get your ass, so you better be ready because I can't wait to kill him and I have a reason to. I'm like, honestly, that was not
That was, you was okay with that.
Yes, I was like, that's the perfect
That's
thing.
exactly the purpose of the Purge.
Yes, so your employee's still, and you like, all right, motherfucker, I see you. Now, but I was taken from this is that they kind of kept him captive until that point.
Which is
now
what
that
it
wasn't.
seems too.
That's not right. Like
Right.
you should be like, all right, motherfucker, you
7:01.
The minute that alarm go off.
But then we also saw that apparently there's a
Hold on.
vigilante.
So we had at the rich people party is that the guy. So that's what they do. They bring the people in, and then in order to seal the deal, you have to kill someone.
Which is, I feel like our couple is going to be pushed to the point of they're going to have to choose. It's going to be something that's going to come down. And before this night is over, they either going to have to kill or be killed. I'm thinking.
I think so too.
Because first of all, he was already like, oh, y'all don't do it? What you mean you don't do no purging?
Like, what do you think we have a purge party for?
And the wife was like, you took the gun. You actually was thinking about it? No, I couldn't get my mind right. It was just reflex. You know I wasn't going to do... No. By the end of this night, you going to have, I think, killed somebody. And now we found out the wife is pregnant. And then she was making out with the daughter, which we knew they had a threesome, but apparently the wife and the girl had more of a connection than the husband.
She's like, we
because
just gonna
they
keep
down
him out.
sneaking by the pool, making out and everything.
Look,
she's
we
like, I
gonna
can't
kick him
do this. Oh my God, I'm pregnant.
I'm just gonna kick him out of this one. That's all. But then the other one was at the office building, and we've been saying all this time, like, something's going down. What's going down? And we see like the fat lady, she killed somebody and was like, so can I move my things now, or will I get the promotion later?
When that bitch giggled,
oh my
and
God,
was like, so do I tell HR that I got the job, or do you? And that bitch turned and looked at her. First of all, I thought, so Now I'm starting to wonder if she had someone coming there or if she sent someone to the boss's house. Because when she got the phone call and that motherfucker doorbell rang, that bitch stopped breathing. So I'm wondering if she hired this girl to go kill him at his house.
So then she'll be promoted.
And he's obviously, there's been some times where he's overlooked her efforts. He's been a little inappropriate.
Oh my God.
So when that doorbell rang, she literally caught her breath. And I'm like, oh, that's what she hired that bitch to do. Because she had to be here to close the deal. Go purge that motherfucker for me.
Oh my God.
Because when he came back and said it was a pizza guy, she damn near passed out from holding her breath.
That's it.
Like, where this bitch at? This bitch supposed to
stay up.
You was third on the list. Where is she?
And that would make sense because she said, like, you're third on the list. And we kept saying, like, well, what does that mean? Is she coming in there to No, she's your purger.
So, and now I'm interested in, see, this episode.
But I didn't understand. So now how does this work? Because now if we bring you in the building, but where did she kill her at? Because remember, that was another
They had to be another floor.
Oh.
Because she couldn't purge on that floor. So she must have took him to either her office or office on another floor to make him pretend they were going to have sex. He was all for it. His pants was down. And then she just started stab.
Because I was about to say, because then what I was going to say is, how do you deal with that? If the whole thing is that everybody's safe, if you're here, you can't purge, and you won't be purged upon, and then somebody kills them, it's like...
But remember, the guys told them, we can only guarantee your safety on this floor.
And they made sure they said that.
That's it. So now, that's what I was just about to say, too. Can she go back upstairs to the party? Like, yeah, I purged, but I'm back. Everybody here is safe. Because I know I can't purge on y'all. But if y'all go downstairs, it's fucking on.
But then, wait, another thing I thought that they waived their right to purge.
See, that's what I thought, too. She signed it, but I'm assuming they mean at this moment, on this floor, everybody is safe. But if you at any time leave, that's... Because if I signed the thing that said on the 37th floor from 7 p.m. to 6:59 a.m., I won't purge. But if I go to the 36th floor, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Because I thought it was that they... Because I was like, if they waived their right...
See. That bitch may try to come back upstairs and they like, nah, you waived your right. Pow, pow, you done.
No, she waived her right to purge altogether. So then
you kicked out the building, maybe?
I don't know, but like it's a consequence now, because now if you waive the right to do it, you can't participate, and you did. Right. So now do you get... I don't know.
I'm interested to see. That's got to be something that'll have to be addressed.
I thought that the guaranteeing their safety meant that we'll make sure nobody comes up here and purge the fuck on y'all. But if you go down
while
here...
you're here, you can't purge on each other either.
Yeah, you can't purge on each other.
But once y'all choose to leave this floor, null and void. The contract is null and void.
Yeah, maybe it is only limited to that floor.
When you try to come back...
Can you come back?
Yeah, like you know you voided the contract, so now you gotta take your chances outside.
Yeah.
Or wait it out on 36.
Yeah, until it's over. Then when it's over,
I guess we'll see. We still got 7 episodes.
I know.
This episode pulled me back in because I told you the episode before, it was, I don't know, it's kind of whack to me. This one pulled me back in. I like that the brother is making these connections, which are obviously going to pay off for him, because like the guy he met at the bar ends up sending help with him, and the help is the press, who is supposedly off limits. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to find this bus, but we see that the sister has already been kicked off the bus and given to the nuns to purge. I use nuns loosely. And so now he's got to find where they went, but he found the bus. I'm thinking this lady, they're getting paid or something by these people to provide willing purge participants. Because I'm like, how do you have a list? How is this prearranged?
Or maybe you go to them and say, oh, yeah, that would be for a donation. Look, we'll make a donation to your cause if you would bring us 3 people to such and such, this and that.
Yeah, and we ain't got to fight them. We ain't got to, take their knees out to get them to be willing. Mm-hmm. They come happily, willing, giving of themselves.
That's the shit that I say is weird, that I don't understand. Why do you want to kill people that don't want to kill you?
Girl,
still a yes.
Because we see the guy... We see also, that's what I was saying with the rich and the poor, the lady who they've broken into her house and they're trying to purge on her. But we see this vigilante in a fucking FedEx truck or something coming in and he's like, stay with me, come with me if you want to live. He gives her like your house has been breached, so you need to come on. And so I'm like, okay, he's going to be driving around doing, and I'm waiting to see who this is going to be. Because I'm like, it's got to be somebody good that's going to be like, oh, I like it. Maybe somebody from the movie or something.
No, you know who it should be? Alec Baldwin.
But obviously he's going to go around trying to save people that are being unwillingly purged upon. Like, I ain't do nothing to you. You ain't do nothing to me.
You're not out in the streets,
I'm in my house, my little plywood that can't help nobody. And then you coming in trying to rape and murder. So he coming in and just murking and then saying, come with me.
Oh, what if it's the neighbor to the rich people?
Oh, that would be good.
Because remember, he was putting up the little thing, and he was like...
He was like, I ain't going to be here anyway.
But he looked out. And he looked weird. Like,
yeah, that's true. Oh, you know who? No, he was blonde. Because I was like, remember the driver who was driving them? He was really anti-purge. I was like, that would be a good one, too.
Yeah, but
the guy had blondish hair.
And their neighbor had blonde hair.
Yeah.
It might be him.
Good. Yeah, we'll see. It's got to be something that's going to bring us back to...
let me tell you, I like this show. I think the show...
And you weren't really into the movie,
I hated the movie.
Okay.
I watched one of them. I thought it was the dumbest shit ever. I like the show. I think it is like
maybe it's something
entertaining.
about getting more connected because you have the series and you're more connected to the characters. Maybe
I don't know.
Because you care. Like, I don't want the... Like, and then we saw the sister's story about how her and the brother's parents were killed during the first experiment, and how they were told, "Oh no, you stay. You don't have to participate. Ain't nobody coming." And then it's like a hit squad came looking for them, and it was for $5,000. They stayed, and apparently this was in Staten Island, which is too fucking close for comfort. Here in
right
Jersey.
over the bridge, right over the bridge.
So I'm like, okay, so yeah, this episode pulled me back in. I like the way it's going again. We'll see.
Oh my God. Well, once we get to the pick section, where all this TV coming up, I might have to. Oh my God,
girl, it's so long.
Oh my God,
it's a lot. I'm gonna need 10 minutes.
Noodles, espressos. But let's move on. I think we on reality TV. I didn't watch any Black Inks only because I just did not feel like hearing the yelling. I can't.
We don't have to discuss it because I was really disgusted with the way it ended. When you have time.
But didn't the new one come on? Black Ink
I
regular?
didn't watch New York at all.
Oh, yeah.
I just finished up Chicago this week.
I'm about to say I can't take the yelling.
It was 2 hours. I can't watch these dusty Negroes for 2 hours. They said C's did like a carnival type of coming up out the subway on 120. I was like, please stop.
I watched the clip because my friend was telling me. Yeah, she was telling me. So I'm like, let me watch. And he like, you don't have nobody here. Y'all want crawfish? And he had 2 big plates of crawfish. Y'all want crawfish? No. And threw it on the floor. I'm like, yeah, I'm good on this.
Yeah. No, I finished up Black Ink Chicago. Okay. Which I really did not like. I want you to watch it because I'll be interested in your take on how it ended with Ryan and the Loyal Ink versus 9mag situation.
Well, I thought he came in and told them like the management wants y'all out anyway, so I just bought out y'all lease, and now I'm going to change it back to 9mag.
Yeah, he welcomed Lily back with open arms after the way she acted in Jamaica. Junior is apparently out the picture because I'm like, how Lily going to work there? Junior there. And
but I thought Junior was out because production and everybody else
he
hit a
him.
woman.
I mean, but they're not saying that. They're saying that Ryan sent him.
Yeah.
No. He didn't get kicked off the show because of that. Ryan decided that he needed some time away from 9mag.
Oh, that's cool. We're going to try to bring him back. We just want to see how long it's going to take y'all niggas to forget that he punched a girl.
Yes. And so, yeah, according to Ryan, management of the building that they used to bring in reached out to him and said rent hasn't been paid on time. Not that it hasn't been paid now, it just isn't being paid on time. That he doesn't like the way they're going, and he offered them the opportunity to take over the lease. So the way they made it seem is when they come back, he'll have 2 9mag locations. This one and the one he's been working on. And then, the way it just ended was Loyal Ink standing around there looking stupid because they there having a hiring party looking for new artists, and it's like, oh wait, y'all ain't got nowhere to hire nobody, and then fade to black, screen black, end of season.
I can't.
So I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the way Ryan did this.
I ain't a fan of him.
I ain't saying he's
and he need a haircut.
Right. Oh God, that hair is so horrible. It's so horrible. It's like a crinkle. It's not even straight. Maybe if it was like all the way just a big Ludacris style blowout afro, but it's got like a wave
curl
in the front
and
a bend, and it looks like a bad bouffant. I'm not a fan. So, and let's talk about Marriage Medicine now.
Oh.
Let's talk about Marriage Medicine. Woo, Hercules. This season, they coming out the gate. Honey.
Wait, first of all, before we get into anything serious.
Okay.
Can we talk about why the fuck did Heaven pick up these crabs off the floor, put them in the water, and Dr. Small said, you think you're supposed to pick them up off the ground and put them in the boiling water gonna clear all that, girl? Huh? And then she put sausage and corn in there.
Well, see, that's the part that got me. I was like,
I don't
think... So this was my thinking. This is why I was okay with it, because personally I don't eat them like that. But you don't eat the shell, you eat the inside. So the meat that you eat didn't touch the ground.
But you put the...
Not everybody eat it like that. Some people crack it open and pull it, and then they don't suck the meat
legs
out.
Or the claws.
You open it. You ain't sucking on that shell. So technically, what you eat didn't hit the ground.
But then the water is going in. That's supposed to be clean. It's going through the shell.
Look. No. That's not what you asked. Yeah,
no. And
I was more thinking about, like you said, the
crabs
sausage and the corn.
Yeah, you put the sausage and the corn in there.
Right. Now that, so even if you they touching the dirty outside. So
I was like, even if you, girl, I just was like, Dr. Heavenly, I can't. I just can't. The scene I don't know, I'm starting to love the scenes with Tessa.
I knew you was gonna say it.
Tessa. I like the scene with her father, and it was clear that he trying to like hide information, and then of course it just reminded me like how people say like, oh, my mother and father are lawyers or something like that. So how those conversations go, and they like, well, what's your BPI and what's your PPA, and they like, and he looking like,
what they talking about?
It's like he trying to get away, say, no, it's nothing. They gave me a test for cancer, and this and they like, so what happened with the results? No, I don't know. He said
they
nothing.
Said you sitting here talking to two doctors.
Yeah. And so they like, well, what's your BPA and what's this and what's that? And she like, that's high. No, I'm like,
and then the husband took it. He was like, come on, y'all,
we gotta go because this nigga lying.
And she about to pull his card, and y'all don't need to be here to see it.
I felt so bad for the father because I'm like, he is trying to lie and keep them so they won't worry. And I'm like, because you could just see the click when it clicked to both of them, like, oh, he got cancer. Mm-hmm. And they both look like, and he like, okay, let's go upstairs.
But then when they showed him, literally, it's like, okay, yeah, you could tell he had something. He's sick. I mean, even from the pictures they showed, I'm like, yo, this is a totally different person. He looks like he's lost a whole different person.
And I think that's what was concerning, because she like, listen, you can't be telling me the truth because you're not well. I can see it physically.
And you're showing signs of chemo. She was like, this is what happens to people with chemo. They fall asleep at the drop of a hat. They sleep so long, they're in this horrible pain.
Was on him, but I said, I feel so bad because he's trying to get these lies together.
He's like, just.
And they pressing him, and you know how hard it is to think of a lie when somebody asks you a question you weren't expecting.
And you know the truth, but you don't want to tell the truth. So you're trying to think of a lie. But it's like your first instinct is to tell the truth because it should do it. And I wonder if it was maybe a thing of if the cameras weren't there.
I don't think he wanted to tell him.
You don't think so?
I don't think he wanted to tell him at all. But when he came up with this 300 or something, I said, I bet he thought that was a good number to lie. Right? And she like, oh, then that's definitely dangerous. I'm like, oh my God, cut the guy a break. He trying. But like, I love
cut. Can I do that again?
I love the scenes with her. One thing I didn't like this episode about Contessa is with Quad. When she was trying to exactly, yeah, and it was more so like because now I'm beefing with Toya and people against me, so I'ma just be on your side just to be on your side. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Quad was wrong in some parts, and Quad was not
Mariah,
wrong.
Mariah did reach out. Now, unless they cut a significant part of that, it looked like Mariah touched her first.
She did.
Yeah. So then for you to be saying Quad put her hands on, don't put her hands on you, like, you put your hands on her first. You did.
But I didn't take it as she was hitting her.
Trying to get her attention. Like, trying to say, like, Quad, come, let me talk to you.
Yeah, I took it like that. So
I agree.
I thought
Quad was $1 million.
And she was being dramatic because really, if you thought she was hitting you to hit you, why you ain't swing back? Because you didn't think she was hitting you to hit you.
Exactly.
But you wanted to make that scene. You wanted to give that perception that they are bullying you as opposed to what it really was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I ain't here. Why Dr. Heavenly got a whole beauty salon in her fucking house? I just don't know. I'm like, did a stylist used to own the house and they just never got rid of that part of the house? Like, listen, I need to get my hair did anyway. Leave that shit there. Like, I don't know. Because I can understand. I've seen where people have actually, like, the blow dryer or something. They have a little area set up so the people come to them.
Fucking chairs.
Chairs, yeah. It was a full salon. I was like, oh,
you can rent that out like, this your booth. I charge you booth rent.
So only thing I could go, I said she must have bought the house from somebody who was running the business out of their house. Yeah. And she just like, nah, fuck it. I get my hair done anyway. Leave that shit there. But I did agree with some of them. I did agree that this whole thing with Quad, I didn't like you're going around talking about your real friends and people who care about you, and when you're not giving us a chance. And I think that, like Dr. Jackie was kind of saying, I don't think she made it before Quad left the cookout.
Right.
But she was saying, like, I understand more than anybody what's going on. So I'm trying to reach out to her because I was there. But I don't like the fact that when I was going through it and they cut, Bravo, cut to the scenes of where she like, so Dr. Jackie, how do you, like, when I was going through it.
You wanted all the tea.
And Jackie, I think Dr. Jackie, because of her personality of being so controlling and having this perfect image and everything, and being that when that happened, it just took her left. She just was not herself. And I don't think that at the time she saw what Quad was doing as getting the tea and trying to put her on Front Street. She just was like, I don't give a fuck who talked to me right now.
I need to talk to somebody.
Yeah, I'm just going through it. But then looking back, she like, but when I was going through it, I took it as you were being there for me, but maybe you weren't. And then they go to with Quad and Toya with their taxes, you there in their business. But now you're going through something, and now you're saying they're not your friends.
Now you want a whole new group of friends,
and you don't want to talk about it.
Since the beginning.
You don't want to talk about it at all because you know that now it's one thing. Like while y'all shooting this season, that if you say something to me, I may see it as genuine in that moment, but then when Andy rolls back the footage
right,
and shows that you're throwing salt behind my back and you're throwing shade and you're saying, then now I know that you weren't really there to help me. Right. You were trying to be funny. Right. So now you're in this position. And I guess you're like, listen, this is what I would do to y'all. So I'm assuming y'all gonna do it to y'all.
I'm just gonna, get in front of it because I know what y'all trying to do.
Because I would do it to you, but I just don't like how she's doing it at all. Contessa,
despite what she says, she came there already on like the edge.
And I think they only brought her there. I think that they got her there by Bravo probably finally was like, listen, bitch. Yeah, I think they put it in those contracts like, look, you have to do so many scenes as a group, period.
Not counting the reunion. Huh?
Yeah, and if you don't have to do all of the dinners and all of this other stuff, but in this season, there will be at least 5 group events and you must show up. And I think that's the only reason why she came, because it looked like if they would have said, Quad, you look beautiful today, she'd have been like, I just can't deal with this. I got to go. I mean, honestly, it seemed like she was waiting for anybody to say anything so she could leave. Yeah. I love Contessa bringing it to Toya like, yeah, bitch. Yeah. Exactly. Keep that same energy. I felt some type of way. I got to hear you calling me and you doing all of this shady shit and you supposed to be my friend. And then Toya, I love Toya. Keeping that same energy. Yeah, you the one who talking about I ain't had money to throw my... Yes, girls, let's go. here we go. But I like when Contessa like, she can't beat me or anything. Like,
facts.
You want to get a couple of rounds in? You want 5 minutes?
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Toya get beat down by that girl.
But I didn't like when she was like, oh, we could have spoke about this one-on-one. I'm like, no, you tried to embarrass her in front of the group with all of them. In front
of more than the group. You tried to do it at a whole party.
Exactly.
People, including people that she didn't know. You made her husband feel uncomfortable, I think, because that's what I kind of like about these guys, and that's in times including Dr. G. They tried to leave the women to the women stuff, and even like last season when Eugene talked out of character and called the N-word, they was on it. So when the guys talk, they usually keep it. So you coming at her husband about her not being at a party, and then embarrassing him, and in turn making him have to stand up for his wife. That was wrong. And for her to, she walked in ready for you, Toya.
Oh, yes. Oh, she had that energy ready.
She had the dress on, because she was like, if I got to rip this off and jump over this table.
Ready. And no, I did not agree with anybody saying that she shouldn't have said, nope, yup. That was the first time you saw her since then. I would have been like, I ain't even pulling you to the side. We're not even going to handle it this way.
Why?
You wanted to embarrass me, even though they told you I was taking care of my father, and you felt the need. Oh, because I felt like you said something about my party. Yeah, let's go there. But I love when Contessa, she said, I mean, I just don't have the time to celebrate every mediocre thing she does in her life. Are they going to have a party for cutting the lawn next? I was like, bring it. Girlfriend, bring it. I'm living for this. Cause
when we thought you was boring, Contessa, here you come.
And she's just like so nicely, like every mediocre thing in her life.
I gotta say though, and she stepped up her confessionals because that black hair with the little thing in the middle, I was loving it. The Beyonce wave, I was loving it. I was like, okay,
I am
Contessa,
here for
you
Contessa.
Your confessional too. Okay.
I am here for you, Contessa.
Yeah, I was glad, and like you said, I'm all about that same energy. The shit you said behind my back when you in front of me, being willing to say it. And Toya, I mean, for lack of a better term, she ready. She was like, yeah.
Oh yeah, she's like, yeah, I said it, and it's because you said blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I say I love it because y'all both like, nah. What I don't love is that you're willing to risk a friendship that y'all claim y'all had for years and years over some bullshit. Y'all know how friends are. We all get together and you may say something or whatever. It's just that y'all on TV. Now, Contessa felt that way, but Contessa should have been up to say it to you, or when you called on it, like, oh, be like, yeah, I just felt like that was pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Or I just felt like, yeah, why are you having a party for paying your bills? Like, everybody pay their bills. Should we all just have a party? And just gave it to her. Or like how Dr. Heavenly said, yeah, you don't have nothing better to do, so you got to do stuff like, but keep it. And like, but Toya, you don't have to like it, but you need to be like, okay, I understand how you felt. And then because I agreed with Toya when she gave the explanation on why. I don't think it needed to be that grand of a party. I think they could have had like a cookout in their back, or a crab boil, or something like that.
Crabs off the floor.
We're celebrating, and now Eugene doesn't have to work.
Or just having the girls over. Just having an end of the year, bravo. All y'all come over. Yeah, I agree with you there. It didn't have to be everybody needs to come and eat off our dime.
And such a grand party.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Red carpets and all of that.
I mean, to me, Toya don't have no problem when they, like, it seems like they always are trying to share, like, well, she ain't got nothing better to do. Of course, she catered to her husband, do this, and she's like,
yeah, that's my job.
Right. Exactly. I put that shit on my W-2. You're right.
But wait, why were they looking for another house? I didn't understand. I thought they owned a house that they rent out, and then they were leasing to buy the house they were in.
I'm thinking the house that they're in probably they don't want now, and they still want to keep the income property though, because they were saying this is going to be our forever house. But so, and I gotta say, just you made me think about it when you brought it up. I like Toya and her almost fiscal responsibility, because Eugene was like, well, I could do this, and she was like, no, this house is nice, but we don't need you taking no extra jobs, taking no extra shifts again. We need to get something we can afford. And I was like, Joy, you better talk about some growth.
Yeah, I think that her actually seeing, which I like with her, and I think that some of the other ones we don't see it as much, but that they are actually in love and they're in a relationship. And I think that where they pinned her before as a gold digger, it's clear that's not what she is.
Right.
Because when he had to work, she could have been like, hey, go live your life and work and get that money. And she was like, this can't keep going on. Yeah, like this can't keep going on. Yeah. I need you to be home.
I need Dr. Simone to get into that same mindset of being in love with your husband. She act like she don't like Cecil sometimes.
Well, yeah, being married, I could kind of agree with.
But okay, all the time, every time I see you on the show,
I think that, you know what, and we're going to see it. I just don't think that it was addressed now, or maybe it's the way Bravo is editing. I think that we're going to get it, because I remember when she jumps up and like, oh, you went out with her or whatever. And I think that that was really the underlying thing. It's like, okay, we split. We're going through divorce, but you're saying you want to work it out with me. We get back together. But in that time, you done fuck somebody else and went out on dates. Like, I'm sitting here boo-hooing like, oh, I can't believe it's over.
This was your choice, ho.
Yeah, I think
that's what Cecil going to need to say.
But I think that's going to be the problem.
Houses. You wanted the divorce because you thought something was going on with it wasn't. And then he going to use the Ross defense. If you ever watch Friends, we was on a break. So, yes, I got some strange.
But I think that's going to be the issue is like, right. Listen, I'm thinking that you're waiting.
They reconcile in front of all of us, but there were still issues that they had.
No, I would think that would be the issue. If I'm with somebody 20-something, whatever years, and we separate for a while, even though because I keep telling people, when you got money, shit just handled differently. Because while we would all be sitting here thinking long and hard, like, do I really want to spend this $325 to file for a divorce? And that's without a lawyer. You like, I don't know. Let me give it a month or two to think about. And then even if you did, you'd be like, I got to save up so I could get the money.
Then you got, but you got money. You got to go for that one guy in Atlanta with the red hair that represented everybody.
You have money, so you go. You tell them, hey, how much? You give them the money. And then, of course, they want to work as fast as possible so they get it done. But I think that the time that, okay, we separated, and during that time, it didn't seem like anything was going on. I'm sitting around brokenhearted, and like, okay, if we're going to divorce, let me just wait for that to happen. And in between, you fucking everybody going on dates like you ready to move on. But then how do you come back to me and say you want to work it out and that you wasn't a win?
Because I never wanted this in the beginning. Options. I never wanted this in the beginning. Listen to us. We talk like we really married. But if I was Cecil, that would be my thing. Like, you pushed me out. You forced me out. Mm-hmm. First of all, I would need to hear Cecil say those words just because, and no shade to Dr. Simone, I like her. But Cecil seems like the full-time dad where she's the part-time mom.
It's clearly that she's not around as much as possible.
So how am I got all this time to be on the whole train when I'm taking care of this one that's still here? Yeah, he's in high school. He's not grown. But the other one is grown.
I don't need to feed and water him. And he
ain't got no other house to go to. He always here because you always at the other house that's too far away.
I ain't got to feed and water the kid.
But I can't be bringing those strange bitches in here that he ain't going to snitch on me.
I'm going to go somewhere else with them.
I don't know.
Like, I got money.
She the one. To me, she's the one that had more opportunity.
Did he get laid off?
He had she was the one.
Did he get laid off or he quit the job to start the business or whatever it was?
He got laid off.
Oh, first.
And then it was the business.
Yeah, like I got my own money to spend and I'm going out and I'm doing Dr. G style.
I don't think Cecil is that type of dude.
No.
I give Cecil more credit.
But one of the things that I did, like one of the scenes where her son was they were talking, and for her son to be the age that he was and saying like, y'all can't get a divorce. Y'all really need to try to work this out. I thought that was really, I I thought it was a really good scene. I thought it was really big because sometimes people are like, oh, well, when the kids get this age, I'm out. Or when this happened or this happened or whatever. And then to come and see, like, this kid is, I think he's like a senior in high school or junior.
Yeah, I think
and so. How he feels this is going to impact him. And for me, I think that should play a role in their decision.
I agree.
On whether or not, because absent someone beating you up and doing things like that or whatever, and y'all got the 2 houses now, so it's really not that hard to either try to work it out or to fake this marriage until this kid is old enough to.
And it also, I like that it also made it apparent, because a lot of people say, oh, the kids never see us fight, the kids never see this, it's not affecting them. He sees exactly what's going on. Like,
and it's affecting him.
He is old enough to speak to what y'all are going through. He probably watches the reunions. He probably, or has his friends telling, sees it on Facebook, sees it on Twitter. He probably saw all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And for you to think that, oh, no, we don't fight in front of him. We don't. That doesn't matter in this type of situation. Know. And I think even when you don't have money, it tells you, like, your kids can still sense when you're off, when mommy's off, daddy's off.
And that's the thing, that it may come to a point where it's like, I can't do this. It's just no way. Like I said, they have 2 houses, so it should be a lot easier.
Half the battle is done right there.
Yeah, and he's a lot older, which should also help. Yeah. But if it's going to have, because I don't know, but if he's affected by that much, y'all should at least put in more of an effort to try to see if this is really what needs to be done before you do it. Yeah, in my opinion.
I think they will. I don't know. Look,
anything else?
Heard nothing on the gossip blog, so they got to be. But you know, this was taped a few months ago, so I don't remember.
I think they rushed them back really quickly
because of the. I felt like they did too.
I was about to say, because I never.
I agree with you.
Remember
it feels like
them
they
being
just ended.
Yeah, I never remember them being back this quickly.
Because this was the same year, right? We ended it and it came back in the same year.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh no, get those hoes back! Come on,
we need to know.
Yeah, I gotta go back. Go back to work."
I feel like I watched Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, but now I don't remember anything that happened in it.
Love and Hip Hop Molly. What happened this season? Look, this episode.
I didn't watch any of Basketball Wives reunion, so.
Oh, the only good thing that really, really happened on that was really good. They only get one because nobody cares. Miss Evelyn,
sit up and everything, y'all. Hold on.
Spills the tea and say, Tammy, when we were in Rome, you told Shawnee and I that you couldn't even have kids anymore. And and that was before or whatever time when she got with Reggie, but you told us you couldn't have kids anymore. And so Tammy goes to Shawnee and was like, Shawnee, did I say that? And Shawnee kind of turned her head. Tammy tapped Shawnee. Shawnee like, don't touch me, Tammy, like whatever. And she was like, did I say that? She was like, I don't want to be in it. She was like, well, I can't. She was like, no, she's like, I can't confirm or deny that statement was made. Which is code for, fuck yeah, you said that shit. You knew you couldn't have any babies when you were sitting here talking about you trying to get pregnant with Reggie. And she says, because they were having this nasty conversation about who embryos are good and bad. And so Tammy, like, so making fun of miscarriage is something funny. And because she was saying, like, Evelyn, your eggs, Ryan, you can't, whatever. And she was like, but I just had a baby 4 years ago. Like, you too old for this or whatever. And so she was like, well, that's how they got into this discussion. And then that's when Evelyn was like, well, you told us, because she was like, well, that's why you can't have a baby, whatever you told us. She was like, so making fun of miscarriage. She was like, well, if you really want to be honest, ain't nobody making fun of miscarriages because, honey, girl, you told us you couldn't have any babies. So now apparently Tammy is getting a spinoff with her and Reggie. And I don't know how this is going to go. So after Shawnee refused to confirm or deny, which kind of, I'm sure Tammy took it that way, everybody else took it that way. Bitch, you said it. Yeah. She just doesn't want to be on your bad side and say you said it. And in my opinion, it was stupid of Tammy to go to Shawnee and say, did I say it? Knowing you said it.
Right.
Leave her out. Just keep arguing with Evelyn. Yeah. And then that way it would always be like, did she say it? You know, Evelyn don't like her.
She never said it. Right.
Once you went to Shawnee, you confirmed that it was said. So she gets mad and she's like, okay, I gotta pee. I'm tired. I'm leaving. And the producers are in the back and they're like, listen, you know, we had a whole package with you and Reggie to come up. And she was like, nah, I'm not staying. I'm leaving. This and that. And I'm like, I hope VH1 ain't cut that check for that spinoff because I'm sure a lot of it is going to revolve around her with this pregnant. Yes. And we're just going to always go back to the scene where Evelyn says, you couldn't.
Unless that was the whole premise of the spinoff was going to be a IVF.
I think so. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I think that's why she was like, oh, I think I need to get out of here because this gonna fuck with my money.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yikes. Who was the host of the reunion?
This guy, remember they tried to have him doing this after show every night like Brandy, but he
Hall or something.
Mark or something.
Mark Lamont Hill.
Or something like that. Yeah, and he's just like woke as fuck and I don't know why he's on these type of shows.
I don't either.
Yeah, I just didn't understand. Weird. But I guess VH1 like, listen, we fucking paid you. You under contract. You're gonna do these shit until we feel like we recoup. So see you on Love and Hip Hop. Get the fuck out of here. Love and Hip Hop Hollywood.
What happened this week?
What happened this week? We had the whole thing with K Michelle goes meet with, this was the Tiara Marie with the sex tape leak. And the third wife or girlfriend, second girl, whatever this girl is, the Spanish one, she comes and she like, y'all are about to have a press conference saying that somebody did something that he did not do. I was the one who put the tape out there. Put the video out there. So Brooke like, did I just hear her correct? Did she just say she was the one that did it? So Tiara Marie was like, no, she didn't do it. It had to be him. Tiara, you already in on this, like whatever. And then apparently after this time, a video comes up of Tiara in Akbar's bed. And he's filming her. I guess she really didn't know. And he was like, so I put that sex tape out about you. And he's like, no. And this and that. And they're just talking. And this is after. So even if forget about the sex tape. Now you know he got the two, what he into. And you know he got the two girls. And you laying in his bed. So that's why some of them just was like, I don't want to fuck with her. Because like, this shit don't even seem real. Like, why are you still fucking with him? So none of them show up at the press conference. And so, oh my God, we're back. I guess it got too loud and it cut off. But yeah, he's like, oh, you could be number 3 or whatever. And then we got Jay Wills and La Brittany arguing about...
Why again? Over the pride thing?
Yeah. He like, well, Moniece gassed him up to say, if she was your friend, she wouldn't even go and do it. And he went to her like, you shouldn't do it. And she like, well, why? Or whatever. And he was like, you know, if they picked me and I like, what's the big deal? Whatever. And he was like, well, no shade, but shade. How could you compete? How could you don't compare where you can't compete or some shit he said to her. Basically, like, you're not on my level and this and that.
But you mean your level or the level of your...
Oh, Candy.
Yeah, like... Because obviously you wasn't even on her level either. Because otherwise
you would have got you. Exactly, and that's what she kind of say. She like, yeah, but I got the gig. She like, well, you can have it because I'm going to London anyway.
Oh,
so
well.
You would think that would end it, but no. Then he has to talk about, oh well, are you going to get a ticket for A1 too? Oh, and she like, what do you mean A1? She was like, you fucking him, right? And he's like, well, who told you that? Moniece.
Oh Lord.
So then they get into it, whatever, and he was like, yeah, Dick 99, that's how much you paid for that song. Dick 99. I said, you know what,
wait a minute,
I heard a free 99. I ain't never heard of Dick 99.
What happened with the lady, oh gosh, the one, Apple Bottom, is that her name? That's not her name.
Yes, it is, right?
Apple Bottom,
I think so. Why not?
I don't remember her first name.
But she's supposed to be working with the mother.
Okay, yeah.
And she's going to work with her. But then, which means I watch too many of these shows. They're going to have a scene that was on Growing Up, Love and Hip Hop. What's the name of that show?
Growing Up Hip Hop.
Is it just grown up hip hop? No love in hip hop.
No love in hip hop.
Okay. So they got one of those
That's
shows.
That's going to be for the kids spinoff when Lyrica Baby is 18, growing up loving hip hop.
They had a scene where Miss Deb was working with Johnny Blaze, and she told her, like, you need to choose between stripping and being an artist. And somebody calls her like, oh, I thought you working with Johnny Blaze. Well, she down here on the stage at the strip club. Like, so she goes there like, get off the stage. And so we're going to get this scene on Love and Hip Hop. They ain't even trying anymore.
No.
They like,
they just co-opting
look,
it.
they're like, go watch some TV. What happened? All right, put that shit in there. Like, I just put that shit in there. I just can't.
Lord have mercy.
So they're going to all go to London. And that's what the next episode is going to be about.
Lord,
but I just
Lord
can't.
Jesus.
They're just so entertaining.
Oh, God.
Entertaining.
So did you have anything else on your list? Otherwise, we can get to the winners of the Emmys.
Nope. But, oh, my God, the Emmys. Let me tell you, that Regina, is it King or
Regina
Hall?
King.
Her getting that Emmy, I just was like, I just dropped the tea. I was like, all right, I'm going to just let it go.
Is this her second or third? Is this her second one?
I thought she won one for the show that we used to like.
The
and
American
they canceled.
Crime, right?
Yes.
I thought so too.
And in this one, I thought she deserved it. I was talking to my friend and I was like, you know, after having the Oscar So White and all of this thing, and then the next year after that, we saw that they just were giving them to black people. Like, here, take it, because we don't want to be seen as racist. And Donald Glover even made the comment when he picked up his, and he gives the infamous speech about Bad and Bougie. Yeah. He's like, I know I'm winning this because I'm black.
Right.
With Regina King winning this one, I'm like, this is not because you're black. It's because you're good.
You're damn good.
And I'm like, I think that we may need to pull back on some of that, because you want them to win when they're good. We don't want them to win just because they're black. And I think that, but her winning, her speech, how happy Leslie Jones was for her. Yeah. I mean, everything just went into that moment, and I just was like, oh my God, I cannot believe she won. Yeah. I just
it was really good. I was happy for her too, especially for a show like that, because I mean, she just has not made a misstep since. Like, she picks good roles.
Well, I think so. That's another thing. I think her coming up in the business and then working on 227 for so long and then being out for so long, I think it kind of gave her the time to say, like, look, these people will do whatever with you. They'll have me in a fucking monkey suit dancing. Right. And as long as I'm making money, they won't care. The minute that stops making money, they'll be like, we don't want you because you were in a monkey suit dancing. So I need to make sure that I'm in control. Yeah. I don't know why it's not being brought back. It was a really good show.
I thought it was too.
I just don't understand who made the decision to cancel it.
Did it like an American Crime if you wanted to, where it was different stories and different, different things where, I mean, we've seen countless movies where it's like this one thing can affect so many lives around it. That could have been an ongoing theme in this, I think it would have been good. You could have changed locations, you could have went to different states, countries, and all these things would have worked. And I don't see why it's not coming back either, really.
But who else did we have? Oh my God. One of the things, and I know we discussed it here last week when we were like best drama, and I was like Game of Thrones because they had the dragons, but Handmaid's Tale this season was really good, but it seemed like Game of Thrones
won. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking it's probably going to win next year too, just on usual. I mean,
but I don't think it would qualify now.
Okay, so probably wouldn't be eligible till the next
one.
Okay, all
and
right.
Wait, let me tell you how much I love this. They like, we don't even give a fuck. When we show up, we go and get our Emmys like we supposed to. The only time y'all win is when the fuck we ain't there.
I mean,
carry on.
I mean, where to lie? Henry Dinklage. Is it Henry Dinklage?
Peter.
No, Peter Dinklage. He won for supporting. Was it supporting actor in a drama? Yes, he won for best supporting actor in a drama. He was up against the guy that plays his brother.
Oh my
But
god.
I mean, I feel like Peter Dinklage gonna win.
He's really good.
He's gonna win. I wanted to get your opinion on, you saw Assassination of Johnny Versace won for Best Limited Series.
What were the other nominees?
Godless, which was that one on Netflix. Patrick Melrose, which was on Showtime with Benedict Cumberbatch. The Genius Picasso and The Alienist. So that was the category.
Oh, he ain't had no choice. Shit.
I mean, I feel like out of that category, Versace was the much better series.
But why wasn't... Oh, because... So I guess the show has to be advertised or be set up to be limited in the beginning, as opposed to it just turned out to be limited.
Right.
Because I was like, why was it 7 seconds up there? But it wasn't limited.
It wasn't, just like how Little Things, the one
Big
with
Little Lies.
Big Little Lies. Yeah. How it was originally limited
and now it's coming
not.
back. They should go back to Emmys.
It won limited last year.
Everybody who was in that category, excuse me, can we have their Emmy back?
They need a do-over. I mean, really.
Yeah, they didn't have a choice but
Did you watch The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Yes, absolutely.
So that won for Best Comedy Series, which...
I didn't think it should have... Because what were the other ones? Because I didn't think it was...
I didn't think it should have won. I enjoyed it. Atlanta, Barry, Blackish, Glow, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Silicon Valley, and Unbreakable.
No,
so I
don't think
it would would have been up against, for me, Atlanta, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Glow. Like, out of those four, it would not have been my pick to win.
Mine either.
No.
It was a good show. Don't get me wrong.
And the girl also won for Best Comedy Actress, the main character.
I can see her. Yeah, it was a really good show. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good show.
I would have preferred Issa, but Issa deserves it.
I don't think that is, honestly, and not to take, because of course you root for your black people, but not to take. I don't think that Issa is there yet.
Okay.
I think that her being nominated sometimes, I wish they wouldn't. Of course, HBO is the powerhouse. They have the money to promote their people and do everything to get them now. But I wish they wouldn't, because if you see Issa Rae acting and her role in Insecure as opposed to Terry Ellis Ross, and we could just so it's like black, and we're not comparing black to black. She not on that level where Tracy is in that role.
Right.
It's just not. And it's like, but it's unfair because you want her to be not okay, but does she really deserve it, or is she getting it because she's black? I think that the show is great. I think.
See, I would even argue that maybe she is such a loved character, but the thing we love about Insecure more is the ensemble. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're telling me best ensemble, because I can't pick a favorite. Like, Issa's the main, but I love Molly. I love Kelly. Like, I love Lawrence. I love Lawrence's friends. And to me, just when she gets into the lift and the dude that is the Crip is in the blood who can't say the C's, like, that's the kind of stuff that makes Insecure great. To me. So I like the ensemble makes her seem better. Not that she's not good, but I think the ensemble makes her seem better.
I don't know. I think her character is great. On the show, I think it's all great, but I just don't think that. And because you and I, it's hard to have this discussion with people who don't have our addiction, who don't watch other shows, or sometimes I have the discussion and the person is basically like, all of the shows we named, they'll be like, what? Where? I never. So you can't really have that conversation where we're actually watching a wide array of shows, and we could say, look, she's not on the level now. Miss Marvelous Mrs.
Maisel,
While I thought the show, we both watched it, we thought it was a great show. I thought she did a great job. Her compared to Issa, no, she's out. Issa is not. I mean, she was actually better in that role.
Yeah,
and I that's how I like to view the awards or have the discussion about them. I don't want to have, well, she's black.
Yeah.
Tracy Ellis Ross is black, but I would put Tracy Ellis Ross and the Miss Marvel. I say they could go head to head, really.
Yeah.
It's just that this happened to be, for this season, was a better role with Miss Marvelous to be the show more than with what's her name.
What you're saying.
I think that's so.
Yeah.
But what was the other shows that we really... RuPaul won like 5 of them. I was like, yes,
RuPaul
my fave.
I was not a fan of his outfit. First of all, I don't like when he shows up as a
guy. A man.
I want him to show up as Ro. I know. So, but the only other thing that really I enjoyed, Tandy Newton won for Westworld, Best Drama Supporting. And the guy from Assassination of Gianni Versace won. Darren Criss, he won, which...
He played the
killer.
Oh no, he was really good.
So I mean, and even in the category, like he was up against John Legend, Jesse Plemons from USS Callister, Black Mirror. He was up against Jeff Daniels.
The meth camp?
That was the
Damien.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was up against Benedict Cumberbatch and Antonio Banderas. But I mean,
he did an excellent job.
He did.
It was just really
no
good.
pun intended. He killed that role.
Yeah, he did.
So I mean, that was totally earned, and he loved it, and he gave a nice little speech. And I mean, just knowing his humble beginnings, like seeing him come from Glee up to this being a totally opposite character, it was like I was really happy for him. So those were the main ones.
And he stand out. Yeah.
So what did you think of overall? How do you think the guys from SNL did as hosts?
If I could be all the way 100,
truth.
I did not really watch this show. Then my friend was telling me, why is Pops from Wayne's Brother winning an Emmy? And I'm like, maybe it was an honorary one. So I had to go back and see. I'm like, girl, that was some reparation skit they were having. I was like, I just can't.
I thought it was funny. Their little skits. The one that got a little, but the opening was a little boring for me because they did a song and then they did a monologue, and I'm like, okay, we could have did like one or the other. I didn't really need both.
Wasn't it Steve Colbert that he hosted last year, right?
I think so. I think he was last year.
I really enjoyed him.
Yeah.
He made me want to watch the shows.
I knew that these guys were going to be very political, but I didn't really need the opening and them doing their monologue. And then they had this thing where they kept throwing back to Maya Rudolph and the other guy from SNL. And then I was like, okay, we get it. They have a show on. We don't need to. So they were. I thought I expected more from them.
Let me tell you, when I watch the Emmys, I think that what the Emmys should do, any award show should do, it should not only celebrate the people who are doing a good job or whatever, but it should also open you up to new shows that you may not have watched or may not have considered. Yeah. Last year when I watched the Emmys, I started watching a few of the shows because of it, but I don't know. Some of the hosts, I'm like,
No, I'm with you.
Well, we got a whole bunch of new shows coming up. So
these picks. Good Lord.
I was like, I don't know if I should like have all of these on the list.
Well, you do yours, and then I'll chime in. Me too. Hashtag me too.
No, well, I only put 3. So then I'm gonna wait. I put 4.
Okay.
I tried to keep it to 3, but I got.
Girl, I got like.
So I'm gonna after that, then I'll chime in on yours. I have the first one, The Cool Kids on Fox.
Yes.
With David Allen Greer and all of them, and they're gonna be old people. Yes. This shit looks so good.
I was into this because I don't know if you ever watched Mama's Family, but the woman is the daughter from Mama's Family.
No.
So I loved her. So seeing her in this role now, that was all I needed. And then you saw David Allen Greer. And then you saw the other ones. And I was like, okay, you got me. I'm there.
So this one is going to be on Fox. Yes. But how I became aware of it, that they're bringing Last Man Standing back and bringing it to Fox.
Yeah.
And while I loved Last Man Standing when it originally started out, towards the end, I felt like once the daughter started dating the other daughter's boyfriend, and then he became somebody else, like he must have been one of the producer kids, because they wouldn't fire the kid for anything or write him out. They kind of jumped the shark, and I was done with it, and I just left it alone.
So I wonder, is it the same people? Because I never watched Last Man
It's the same. It's Tim Allen, of course,
right?
And the wife is the same. So it seemed like they're just literally just bringing it back to Fox.
Yeah.
So,
but to bring this back and get rid of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
The other one is Murphy Brown is having a reboot.
Hashtag me too.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I was like, no, but it's like a reboot / continuation, because it's still the person that we knew as Murphy Brown, but now she's like a producer, and there's other people actually doing the news.
Well, and they say like some of them, well, because some people die, some people still
Right,
living.
right.
So they're just going to try to bring, but I'm like, I'm here for it.
Oh,
I used to
definitely.
love
Yes,
Murphy
yes,
Brown.
yes. That was one of mine.
And that one, I believe, is going to CBS.
Yes.
So.
Which is where the original was. Yeah.
The next one I have is Maniac on Netflix. That actually came out this week, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. Maybe. Jonah, what is his name? Jonah Hill?
Oh, Jonah Hill and, when they're like,
what's her name with the red hair? Emma
Stone.
Yes, they're in it. And I saw that, I said, well, this probably should be pretty good because they got some big time actors.
See, it's giving me Castle Rock vibes because it's like they keep... Or remember that episode of Black Mirror where they kept trying to throw the couple together to see if they would mash, and then they would. It's the way the trailer looks like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. But if it's that, I'm out because I've seen this show 85 fucking times.
Mm-hmm. I gotta see. I have to see. Oh, before I finish, I wanted one of my picks from last week, the case of Jessica, whoever.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all gotta watch this. It's really, really good. It's a white girl. They found her body burnt in a car, but apparently she was burnt alive. She was murdered and burnt. Well, she was burnt alive. Somebody tried to kill her and then burned her. And in this town, it became a whole black versus white thing. It come to find out the white girl was in a gang selling weed, but then they were accusing every black man of doing it. Then her father was accused, and then a meth dealer down there was accused. I'm telling you, you have to watch this.
What channel
show.
is it again?
Oxygen is really good. They have, I think it's like 2 episodes in. I believe it was my pick last week or the week before last, and I'm like, oh, this is really good. Don't sleep on it because it's a crime show.
Okay.
All right, and then my last pick is A Million Little Things on ABC's. It's been my pick for 5 weeks since I saw the commercial on Hulu.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta watch this. It just looks like it's gonna be really, really good. I'm going to let you go through your pick, and I'm just letting you know I'm going to go buy, after we leave, a TV for my front room. I never had a TV in there. I'm getting me a 4K joint, because with all the TV coming on this week, I'm like, I need to be front and center and enjoying some of these shows. I'm like, A Million Little Things. It's a few of them that I want to sit down and actually enjoy with no distractions or anything. But go to it.
Well, no. So we had some... OGs coming back. So we got 911 coming back.
The last OG is coming back now?
No.
Oh, I was about to say.
Some of our originals that we were watching last year, they're coming back too.
Oh, so yeah, 911 starts today. I told my friend, I said they moved it to Sunday, which was weird.
Yeah, because it's coming on after football tonight.
And that's weird.
We talked about this after football slot, but we'll see. One of your picks from last year, The Good Doctor, that's back this week.
Oh, okay.
This Is Us is back this week. The Gifted is back this week.
The Resident,
which I don't know. You watched it?
I
liked it? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, he's back too. Then these 3 premieres. So we got, in addition to the ones you mentioned, this one on AMC called Mr. In Between.
I saw that.
He's like a serial killer, but not. I'm interested, at least in the first episode. So we got that. Then this one, Manifest, which they've done this a couple of times where somebody has disappeared and now they back. I'm not into them. I'm going to try the first episode because this was a very good Twilight Zone episode. So I want to see if they're able to translate it well to a show.
Okay. On NBC. That one's on NBC.
Yes. And then you're going to laugh at me for this one, but this used to be my grandmother's show. And I remember going to her house and having to watch it along with SWAT. And now they're doing
Blue Bloods?
No. Magna P.I. is coming back on CBS. I'm going to give it a try. First of all, he's Hispanic, which is brand new. I have never met a Hispanic named Magnum. But that's a whole nother story. I want to try. I'm going to give it a try.
But you won't watch Blue Bloods?
No, I'm not going to watch that. But Magna P.I., as long as they don't do it like that damn MacGyver bullshit. Don't do it like that. But I'm going to give it a try and it's on CBS. I'm saying I'm going to give it a try and it's on CBS. I should be giving a round of applause.
Well, they have another show that looked like it's going to be pretty good too on CBS, FBI. It was so many shows. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to narrow this down. Some of them, I think that we're going to try to watch most of these shows and tell you which ones you should wait to the end of the season and binge.
Yeah.
Or binge when they go on holiday.
I think that's a good idea.
And then which ones are like must see
right now. Yeah.
Don't miss the episode, because it was like, I'm like, oh my God, look at this fucking, I'm like,
it's spread out all over. It's just everything is coming back this week. And then it's like you don't know what to pick.
Like a kid at Christmas.
This is unlike for most people, this is the most wonderful time of the year for us.
Real. I'm like, okay, I got my,
never mind Christmas.
My DVR is going to be like, bitch.
I gotta delete some stuff just so I can have it a room for this week. So
people scored all my 50 episodes of people scored. Y'all out of here. Real TV is back. Y'all gone.
I know that's right.
All right, so we're gonna get out of here. The new episodes available every Tuesday or Wednesday or maybe Thursday. Whenever
you'll get it this week.
You'll get it. On YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes, and wherever else. But whatever.
Before we go, I heard I thought about you. Real quick story. A police department in Texas or California started a podcast called Countdown to Capture. And it's like an America's Most Wanted. They're wanted people. They come on, they tell the story of what they did, and then they give the information to, if you've seen them. I thought about you. I said, this is another podcast that you should be on. So Countdown to Capture, if you listening, I got the perfect person for you.
Yes, because I'm all about my crime too. I'm all about the crime. But we're going to get out of here.
# stay addicted.
See y'all next week.